Hey everyone, happy new week. So, what I wanted to do for this week was sort of a general overview of what I feel upcoming, what I feel changing, shifting in the energy that's upcoming this week. And then we'll probably throw down a few cards to just get some advice on how to get through it quickly or advice just to help you get on track and sort of help to catapult you forward. To me, the whole first half of this year has been a lot about change and transition. I know those terms are thrown around all the time, oh, there's a lot of change in the air. Well, in this particular instance, I feel it's true. I feel it's been a lot about alignment. It's been about getting us on the path that we're supposed to be on, about taking new chances, walking in a different direction in order to get to the end goal that actually brings us some happiness inside of us. And I feel like a lot of that's going to come to a close for this particular week. There's three main things that pop out to me for this week. For this week, the first thing that pops out is sadly kind of a culling of sorts. I want you to think about people that you have in your life or in your direct surroundings that really don't do anything but bring you down. That type of energy will disrupt your flow. It'll make it difficult for you to follow the things that are important to you. And a lot of the time, it's going to make it even more challenging for you to pursue the things that you want to pursue because you're always going to be made to feel bad about doing them. If you have those types of toxic people in your life, cut the cord, remove them, let them go, because I genuinely believe this is your time, it's my time, it's everybody's time, really, at this point. Two, it's important to think about some new things that you've wanted to do here lately. Not so much path, I'll get into that here in a second, but if there's something that you've wanted to do for your own personal betterment, there's no better time to get going on it than this week. You're going to need all that extra energy for the second half of the year. For me, for example, I get out and do like a little bit of walk run every single morning. Today, I went kind of late. I don't think I'll do it again when it's like 95 degrees. That was pretty brutal. But regardless of that, I'm going to start a new sort of health regimen. Since this quarantine stuff started, I've admittedly been eating like crap, but I'm the type that will look in the pantry and be like, oh, I have X, Y, and Z. That means I can make this, and that's a problem. So I'm going to get back on that type of train because it's dragging my energy down. So just think about the things that you've wanted to start for your own personal benefit. Take action on those. And then the third, which I feel is the most important thing out there to do, is it's really, really time to get yourself on the right path. Or if you feel that you're on the right path, it's time to jump over those hurdles and jump over those mountains and no longer let anything get in your way. There comes a time where it's important for everyone to follow the things that they're really passionate about. It's essential for our own well-being. It shows that we can actually get out there and make a genuine difference in the world. A lot of that has to do with trust. It's not an easy transition to make, but this is really the time to go for it. At the end of this week, we have this big new moon in Gemini. I'll be the first one to admit I'm not astrologically savvy. My knowledge of it is really rudimentary at best. But new moons are oftentimes about new beginnings, new changes, new things that we want to do. For some folks, it's a good time to sit down and throw your intentions out there, and you're certainly welcome to do that. But really work this week to get yourself properly aligned. If there's something that you've been working on since like this whole quarantine type thing started, keep going on it if you feel a lot of passion about it. I think that's huge. I think that's important. I think it's going to bring you a tremendous amount of happiness into your life. It's going to bring you satisfaction that you haven't felt before. For the folks that are already doing the right things, get yourself up over that mountain, because oftentimes the obstacles that we see in front of us were put there by ourselves. So you can get rid of that. You can eliminate it. Spend some time meditating, thinking about it. And if you need to, heck, just go around it. I mean, there's no reason why you won't be able to get over it this week, because I'm positive the energy is in your favor. Just trust it. Get yourself moving, gain that momentum, because the second half of this year, I really feel, is where we start to reap the rewards of all the actions we've taken. We will genuinely feel like we're making a difference out there. As the New Agers would say, the abundance comes in. But a lot of that has to do with us just simply following what we're passionate about. When you do that, the universe genuinely has your back. I strongly believe that, but you have to walk with trust and know that it's going to work out for you. This doesn't mean that you just stand up one day and say, the hell with this, I'm going to quit my job. but at least work on your plan this week. By the end of the week, try to have a plan in place saying, by this date, I'm going to be here. By this date, I'm going to be here. And then by this date, I'll be able to separate myself from this situation I don't like and start doing the things that I enjoy. And just stick with it. It will absolutely benefit you if you trust it this week. So along with all of that, I just want to throw down some advice type stuff. And I'm going to throw out 3 of my Gilded Reverie Lenormand cards again. And we'll see what pops up. Just sort of some general advice to get through this, because this is going to be a fantastic week. At the beginning, it might feel a little bit tense still. Folks out there are still pretty tightened up. But, just maintain your own energy. Always, always, always know where you are at emotionally so that you don't accidentally suck up the negativity from other people and let that bring you down. When you feel it, that's fine. You know where they're at, and then let that roll right off of you. Just never lose touch with who you are. But let's see what we get here for 3 cards. The first one that pops out here is the snake. It's not always the most favorable thing to pop up. The snake sometimes means like a psychic lady. It also means the other woman in a relationship situation, and sometimes it means deception in general. The next one here that pops out is the lily. The lily is, well, it's kind of like a highly charged sexual card sometimes, but it also has to do with peace, contentment. Sometimes it means older people or people that are in higher type of positions, but I think we're going to take it from more of a serenity point of view. And then the last one that pops out here is the magnifying glass. That means you're looking into something. It means that you need to do some investigating. So the way that I see this is you need to spend some time, if you felt deceived or if you feel that, things are not in your favor and you've been seeking this level of peace and serenity, a lot of times that's going to happen with the changes that you make and the transitions that you do take. So you're going to want to look into that. And this also means that, these are those deceptive people that I talked about in the beginning. You don't ever want somebody who's constantly biting away at you, just making you feel bad about yourself. You want to achieve this peace. So look at those connections that you have in your life and get rid of them. Because again, I promise you, this is your time. This is your time to shine. This is your time to get out there and do something for you where you'll be happy and you'll feel like you'll make a difference. And that's really it for this week. It's a huge week energy-wise. It could feel a little bit overwhelming toward the middle, but let those feelings go off of you. Just stick to goals, stick to your plan, and keep pushing yourself forward. Everything is going to work out in your favor if you just walk with confidence and walk with trust and know that the universe or whatever term you like to use has your back on the whole deal. Just trust it. And I'm probably going to do another video this week. I want to talk a little bit about creating what I like to call a space. It's a meditative zone that you can create in your mind. It's sort of like a virtual construct. It's a great place to go in for really, really deep sessions. It's one of the things that I teach my students in my intuitive development program. It's different than those quick type meditations, but I'll get into more of that later. And if you're ever interested in a private reading, don't hesitate to check out my website. I'd be more than happy to work with you. Or if you're interested in my intuitive development, I would love, love, love the opportunity to help you out. Seeing people open up to all of this, to me, is just an incredible feeling. But I do hope all of you have an awesome week, and I will talk to you later.